Welcome back to Pin to Pyramid Radio Station, everybody. Orion here, ready to dive deep into another fascinating topic with our amazing expert.
Hey everyone, Iris here. Thrilled to be back. Always excited for these deep dives.
You know me, always up for a good brain bender, and today's topic is definitely going to make us think, right?
Oh, absolutely. This one's a real head scratcher. We're talking about paradoxes.
Paradoxes, those things that seem to contradict themselves, but somehow might actually be true.
Exactly, like that whole less is more idea. Makes you kind of tilt your head and go, huh.
Right. Or how about this one? The quietest person in the room can sometimes be the most powerful.
It's true, though. Sometimes the less you say, the more impact it has when you actually do speak. But paradoxes aren't just fun little mind games.
No. They actually pop up all the time in the real world, and especially in the business world. And that's what we're tackling today, the paradox of simplicity and complexity.
Ah, that's a good one. How can businesses achieve that beautiful simplicity, that elegance, without oversimplifying? Like, how do they keep things easy to understand while still acknowledging all the complex systems and processes that make everything tick?
Yeah, it's like trying to walk a tightrope. You want that clarity and focus, but you can't ignore all the nuances and interconnections. So how do successful companies pull this off? How do they actually manage that balance?
Well, let's start with a company that I think we all know and probably use a lot, Amazon.
Amazon? Yeah, who doesn't shop on Amazon these days?
Right. Think about how easy they make it to buy something. A few clicks, you might see a recommendation that's like eerily spot on.
Yeah, and boom, it's on your doorstep in like 2 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pure simplicity from the customer's perspective.
It feels almost effortless.
But here's the thing. What you don't see as a customer is the incredible complexity working behind the scenes to make that simplicity possible.
So what's actually going on back there?
It's a whole hidden world. We're talking AI-driven algorithms predicting what you might want to buy next, a network of robots in these massive warehouses fulfilling orders with incredible precision.
Wow, robots. Really?
Oh, yeah. And then there are their dynamic pricing strategies, like adjusting prices in real time based on demand and what competitors are doing. It's crazy complex.
So like when I'm buying, a new book or something,
Yeah.
I'm actually setting off this chain reaction of data analysis and logistics.
Pretty much. But Amazon is brilliant at hiding all that complexity. They've mastered the art of making the experience feel effortless for the customer. And that's a big part of why they're so successful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So Amazon's kind of a poster child for simplifying the customer experience while embracing the complexity behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But what about companies in industries that are just inherently complex, like manufacturing?
Oh, manufacturing's a great example. You've got global supply chains to manage, constant pressure to innovate, so many materials and processes involved. It's a lot to juggle.
You can't really oversimplify things in that kind of environment, can you?
No. You do that, you risk sacrificing quality or efficiency. You might even lose the ability to adapt to changes.
Makes sense.
The companies that really thrive in manufacturing are the ones that can streamline their essential processes while staying flexible.
Streamline, but stay flexible.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot. And actually, we came across a really interesting example in our research about Dutch manufacturers. Some of them have become incredibly good at balancing this.
Oh, really? What are they doing differently?
They've focused on simplifying their organizational structures and decision-making processes. They've empowered their teams to adapt quickly when there's a sudden shift in demand or maybe a disruption in the supply chain.
So it's almost like they're building agility into their system.
Exactly. And it's fascinating to see how different companies approach this paradox. Amazon's focus is on simplifying what the customer sees, while these manufacturers are tackling complexity from the inside out. But ultimately, their goal is the same.
To create a more efficient, more agile organization.
Precisely. And this isn't just happening in tech or manufacturing. This paradox pops up everywhere. Remember General Electric? Back when Jack Welch was CEO?
Vaguely, what was their take on this?
He was famous for simplifying GE's organizational structure, even though they were working in these super complex fields like aviation and healthcare. He was all about cutting down on bureaucracy and empowering people who were closer to the action.
Makes sense, so they could respond faster to changes in the market.
Exactly. It was all about becoming more nimble.
So simplifying your structure, even in a complex industry, can actually be a strength, not a weakness.
Exactly. It goes back to that idea, keep it simple, stupid. It's not about dumbing things down. It's about being strategic about what you simplify and where you choose to invest deeply.
Yeah, it's about finding that essential core of what you do and stripping away anything that doesn't add real value, kind of like how Google's homepage is so deceptively simple.
Oh, Google is a perfect example. Just a search bar and a few buttons.
But behind that simplicity is some serious AI firepower. Those algorithms are processing billions of searches every day.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it. Google's a masterclass in making complexity invisible to the user.
And it's not just tech companies either. Look at Tesla. They've totally shaken up the car industry with their minimalist interiors.
Oh yeah, those giant touch screens, very few physical buttons. It's like stepping into the future.
Right. But under that simplicity is some of the most advanced self-driving technology and software out there.
Absolutely. So this paradox isn't just a business problem, it's a design challenge. It's about how you create products and services that feel simple and intuitive to use, even if they're powered by super complex systems.
Right, because if it's not easy to use, people won't use it, no matter how cool the technology is.
Exactly. And that's really the main takeaway I hope our listeners get from this. This tension between simplicity and complexity, it's something to keep in mind whether you're running a company, building a product, or just trying to achieve your own personal goals.
It's a great point. So what are some questions our listeners should be asking themselves?
Ask yourself, where can I simplify things without sacrificing depth? And on the flip side, where do I really need to embrace complexity to get to that next level?
Those are great questions. This idea applies to so many areas of our lives. So to everyone listening out there, we challenge you to think about this paradox in your own work, your own personal journeys. Where do you see this tension playing out?
And we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your examples in the comments below.
We love getting those comments. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Penta Pyramid Radio Station.
Yes, that way you won't miss out on more thought-provoking deep dives like this one.
We're always exploring new ideas and challenging those conventional ways of thinking. So until next time, keep those minds curious.